Once upon a time, in a quiet border town nestled between rugged mountains and dense forests, a strange legend passed from one generation to the next. At the town's edge stood an old bell tower, its stones weathered and cracked, its bell rusted but still intact. Though the tower had long been abandoned, every evening at dusk, the bell rang, sending deep, mournful tones across the valley. The townsfolk whispered that the bell tower was cursed, guarded by a spectral keeper bound to its stones. The keeper, they said, was neither alive nor dead, trapped in a state between worlds. Any who dared to enter the tower at dusk would find themselves face to face with the keeper and would be forced to answer 3 riddles. The reward for answering correctly was a single wish, granted by the keeper with eerie precision. But failure? Failure meant being bound to the bell tower forever, becoming part of the curse. In the heart of the town lived a young apprentice named Thomas, who worked as a carpenter alongside his father. Thomas was known for his quick mind and unrelenting determination, but his world was shaken when his mother fell gravely ill. The family had little money, and no doctor in the town could cure her. As the days grew darker and his mother weaker, Thomas remembered the legend of the bell tower. A wish, he thought, could save her. He shared his plan with his father, but the man was furious. "The bell tower is a trap," his father warned. "No one who enters comes back. Do not tempt fate." But Thomas couldn't let his mother die without trying. That evening, as the sun dipped behind the mountains and the shadows of twilight stretched across the town, Thomas made his way to the bell tower. The tower loomed before him, its stones cold and unwelcoming. The sound of the bell echoed in the air, deep and resonant, as if it were calling to him. Taking a deep breath, Thomas pushed open the heavy wooden door and stepped inside. The interior was dimly lit by an unnatural glow that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. The air was thick with dust, and the scent of old wood and rusted metal filled his nostrils. Its face obscured by shadow. Only its eyes were visible, glowing faintly like embers. "I know," Thomas said, his voice steady despite the fear rising in his chest. "I've come to answer your riddles." The keeper's lips curled into a faint smile. "Then let us begin." The keeper gestured toward the bell. Its surface was etched with strange symbols that glimmered faintly in the dim light. "Listen carefully," the keeper said. "I speak without a mouth, and I hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Thomas frowned, the riddle echoing in his mind. He thought of the bell, of the wind that carried its sound across the valley. And then, like the tolling of a bell itself, the answer struck him. "An echo," he said confidently. The keeper inclined its head. "Correct. You may proceed." The keeper moved closer, its robes brushing the dusty floor. Its voice grew deeper as it posed the next riddle. "I'm always in front of you, but can't be seen. I am the path you take, yet I vanish with every step. What am I?" Thomas furrowed his brow, pacing the room. The answer felt just out of reach, teasing him. He thought about the roads he had walked, the future he wished for his mother, the invisible force pulling him forward. "Is it the future?" he asked, his voice hesitant. The keeper paused, then gave a slow nod. "You are correct again." Relief flooded Thomas, but he knew the final riddle was yet to come. The keeper's glowing eyes fixed on Thomas, and the air in the room seemed to grow colder. Its voice dropped to a whisper, but the words rang loud in Thomas's ears. "I am the beginning of the end, and the end of time and space. I am essential to creation, but cannot be seen or touched. What am I?" Thomas's heart raced. This riddle was unlike the others. It was abstract, elusive. He closed his eyes, letting the words wash over him. The beginning of the end of time and space. And then it clicked. The letter E, he said, his voice firm. It's the letter E. The keeper froze, its shadowy form rippling. For a moment, the tower was silent, as if the very stones were holding their breath. Then the keeper spoke. You have answered correctly. The wish is yours. Thomas didn't hesitate. I wish for my mother to be healed, he said. The keeper tilted its head, its ember-like eyes narrowing. Your wish is granted, it said, though there was an edge to its tone. But all wishes come with a price. Before Thomas could ask what the price would be, the keeper raised its hand, and the world around him dissolved into darkness. Thomas woke at dawn outside the bell tower, his body aching and his mind clouded. He stumbled home, where he found his mother sitting up in bed, her cheeks flushed with health and her smile as radiant as the morning sun. Tears filled his eyes as he embraced her, overwhelmed with relief. But as the days passed, Thomas began to notice strange changes in himself. His reflection in the mirror seemed fainter, as though he were becoming less solid. His voice grew quieter, and his presence in a room seemed to go unnoticed by others. One evening, Merrick, an elder in the village, approached him. You entered the bell tower, didn't you? Merrick asked, his tone grave. Thomas nodded. I had no choice. I had to save my mother. The price of a wish is steep, Merrick said. The tower doesn't grant miracles for free. It takes what it values most from the wisher. For you, it's taking your place in this world. Thomas's heart sank as he realized the truth. The keeper hadn't lied. His mother's life had been saved, but his own was fading. Each day, he became more like a shadow, bound to the bell tower's curse. When the sun set on the seventh day, Thomas felt a pull he couldn't resist. He returned to the bell tower, where the keeper was waiting. Its ember eyes regarded him with something akin to pity.